What is going on, guys? It's your boy here again, Dean, and I'm going to be giving you guys some Ward Haven gameplay today. Here's the deck profile, a little QR code for those filthy net deckers out there. Just scan that shit and you can go skip this part, but otherwise we're going to do the card by card, talk about it, and then we're going to do a little matchup chart. We're going to talk about that, and then I think we're going to go into the games and, you know, maybe show you guys hopefully some good ones. First up, we're playing 3 Divine Guard. This is going to allow us to peel multiple cards off of the board. Good in the early game to hopefully maybe make our card a little bit too big for our opponent to remove, or maybe just being able to get that last bit of damage, because a lot of our cards have huge health totals, but maybe not the biggest attack totals. This card draws. I mean, that's why you're playing 3 of it. This card also draws. It has Ward. That's hard. It's very important for our deck. Sharita, the Angelic Maid, Fanfare, if we're in Super Evo, it gets +0, +3, so later on in the game, this thing has like 7 health for 2 mana. That part's really good. Hopefully, it can magically live through the infinite removal that this game provides our opponent, and then stick 2 damage. Like, maybe that's the 2 damage that decides the game. We're playing 3 Grimnir. The crest it gives is very big for being able to clear off the board. A lot of our cards don't have the biggest attack, especially cards like Aether that you're going to be wanting to Super Evo, when you've got cards like Cerberus or Juno, or I think Aether still doesn't peel off of Cerberus, if I'm not mistaken, even with this. I think Cerberus is a 9/9. But there's like other cards that Aether can't peel off, like Norman Super Evo, I think is 7. You're going to be 6. You're going to be able to peel off something like that, while then being able to also have the Grimnir Crest come in and deal the last 2 damage to help get us that little bit of damage that we need to actually clear up the board in the mid-game. Cleric of Crushing. This card has Ward. It has a huge health total that makes it very hard for our opponent to deal with. And then on Evolve, we can also kill a super evolved enemy. This card can target Orcus when the Lloyd is on board. So normally that's the hardest thing to do, is to remove an Orcus, because you don't have without like full like AoE, so you can like weave this plus like Wilbert down, and then just leave the Lloyd up. So yeah, that's the big thing about this one. Playing 3 of it, has Ward. 2 Dose of Holiness. This is also going to help your removal in the late game line up a little bit better. Cards like John will actually full clear if we're able to develop this on like an earlier turn and just kind of hold it. The problem I have is that usually you put this down and then are forced to use it a little bit early, but if you can hold it and get it to like help line up with the removal suite, then I think we're eating good. This is like the best card in Havencraft. I mean, this is the card that has Ward, so it gets buffed by Wilbert. Fanfare, heal 3, and then on Evolve, we're going to be able to AO the board for 3. It helps heal us out of like lethal ranges, remove a little bit of the early aggro. If your opponent's playing around it, hopefully you have something else you can weave in the turn instead, or maybe tick up Wilbert on like 6 going or 5 going second. Wilbert on play, he has just his Ward and last words. Summon 2 Holy Cavaliers. The Holy Cavaliers are 1/2 wards. But on Evolve, we get a crest that says whenever an allied follower with Ward enters play from anywhere, give it +1/+2. So now the Cavaliers are 2 4s, and everything you're going to play is going to have like a huge ass. Eventually your board hopefully sticks. Against Rune it doesn't, but yeah, this is the reason that we're playing the deck, is Wilbert makes our board like hopefully unoutable. And then here's the card that outs our board, is the Unholy Vessel. We can out our board for our opponent, or we can out our opponent's board that outed our board. And then maybe like have a bell ring or something after. Olivia, Heroic Dark Angel. I think we should cut this. Card kind of sucks. We're playing 2 Odins to be able to get that little bit of reach. I think we need that little bit of reach. You know, we got the board, it's stuck, it's been poke, 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 and now Odin's going to come down. Also, in a lot of low-tempo scenarios, or like maybe our opponent's like playing Portal, right? And they've played down Sylvia, and they've healed, and they've whopped. Sylvia is like an 8/8 or something crazy on Super Evo. It's like 7/7. You don't have a good way to kill a 7/7, but you can Odin, boom, kill it, remove the heal 4 that they did. Just kind of like recalibrate like where the game is at. If you're against Roach, you can banish the Godwood Staff on their board, forcing them to maybe go an extra turn. Though I think against Roach you're pretty favored, so maybe you won't need to do that. A little bit of flexibility. Okay, closer for our deck is really the big thing. 3 Aether. This is going to be the card that's going to summon us a big board. It's going to summon 3 random followers that cost 3 or less from our deck. Big thing about this is we're removing 3 bad cards from our deck, right? Like a lot of these low-end cards, they're just guys, like, right? Like, look at these things. They suck. You get 3 of these out of the deck, right? I mean, I guess, like, yeah, we got 4. Yeah, sorry, I'm pretty sure we have 4 targets. Yeah, we have 4 targets. So this is like a draw 3, put them all into play. And then also, if we get a Bellringer Angel, that's an additional draw. So this could be like a draw 4, is like a good way to think about this. And then it helps us, like, if we see the first Aether, right? After we play this, it's a higher chance to draw into these big end pieces that will hopefully help us win the game. And then on Super Evolve, we give all of our cards +2 health and aura. So our board's even stickier. With the Wilbert, they've got like a lot of health. Against Rune, it doesn't matter. Against the Mirror Match, it doesn't matter. Against some decks, it does matter, though, right? Like some decks, against Abyss, it doesn't matter, right? But maybe sometimes it does matter. That's the hope. The hope is that sometimes it does matter. Usually it doesn't, but maybe it will. Lapis. Man, I want to get this card off. It's kind of heavy. It is like for the really slow decks that aren't specifically Rune, where they're just going to kill you. You're able to, like, if you can get this thing down, you do have the inevitability of it, where it's going to come back and kill our opponent. A little bit weak with Odin running around in a lot of decks, because I feel like everyone needs to be playing Odin. But yeah, we have it as a 1-of to help close the game. I don't think I want to cut it yet, but I'm also debating it, so. And then 3 Jean. If a board sticks from Aether, it wins the game on the spot. If it doesn't, it's going to sit in your hand and wait for you to develop a board that eventually doesn't get outed, and hopefully can help us push a little bit of extra damage. And now, guys, I've been thinking, like, how do I spice up? How do I compete? How do I make my videos better? What about a matchup chart? So we're playing, the Ward Haven. We're playing the Ward Havencraft. And I want to say, holy shit, this is bright. Maybe I should have, like, bucketed black in here. Can I bucket black? Here we go, a little bit less bright for us. Okay. So, I think our matchups, we want to talk about that for a second. Let's get the little arrow tool. Let me actually, I want this. I want maybe like a red arrow. Yeah, we got some red arrows. Okay. So against Forest, I think that we have, the fuck is this, dude? Can you not rotate this? Up arrow. I think we have a good matchup into, like, specifically, like Roach. I think we have a pretty good matchup into. I think we're able to, like, actually ward them out. A lot of our things like Hexproof and Aura are very powerful against them. So we're going to be able to win that matchup. And against Sword, I think that Sword is, thanks to Celafina, followed by wards, like turn after turn after turn, and all of our board wipes plus the Jeans. Even the Amelia Super Evo is, like, not good enough for us. I think we have a good winning matchup against them. Rune, I don't even think we have a matchup against these people. I think we just auto lose. I think there's no hope. This is unwinnable. Dragon. I mean, they get to, like, Fenny against us sometimes. No, they don't, because Wilbert's big. Wilbert's big enough, and then our curve is, like, I think this is one where it's, like, we're, like, kind of even into them. Now, Abyss is weird because there's 2 decks, and I think we're unfavored into both. I think Control Abyss is, like, really favored into us because they have cards like Medusa and Gensetsu to be able to peel off our entire board. And then they have cards. Basically, they can peel off our entire board for, like, very low commitment. They have cards like Aragave to be able to clear even, like, our Wilbert early, and then followed by the Medusa. I guess we have the wards up. It's, like, a little awkward. And then the aggro variant, we can get burned out a lot easier than against other decks, but I guess the Wilbert should protect us, but by the time Wilbert's coming down to protect us, like, we might already have lost. Actually, I'm going to say, because I think I've had an okay time into the aggro a little bit, though on paper it feels like it should be bad. I'm going to say it's like trending. I'm going to say trending downward. How about that? We're going to do that. We're going to say trending. Oh my God. Trending downward. It's like not as bad as these. The mirror match. I mean, that's the mirror match. And then Portalcraft. I don't know. I've had an okay time into Portal. I haven't felt like they're unbeatable. They have a lot of Bane for our guys, but it's usually only on like one target, like instance. And then the Orcus can clear the board, but it costs their super evo. Or it costs like every puppet in their hand. But then like you can like respond with the, if you have like a second Aether, it pairs a lot better into the second Orcus, because the first Orcus will like eat all of the puppets in their hand plus their super evo, like in order for them to push damage. And then if you're able to like clear that with maybe like a super evo on that one girl that can like go around, then you have the second board, and then the second Orcus isn't able to push as much damage because they've already committed the puppets from hand. And then from there you should be able to like get away with the game. And against Artifact, if they go greedy beta and you have like Wilbert curve, it means that like cards like Celefina, well, I've had people like super greed. I'm gonna show in the gameplay. I've had people like super greed the betas early, and then it's just like you have just enough sustain that you don't lose, and then your boards go wide, and then because they didn't prioritize the AOE or the healing, they lose. But I think that a good Portal player shouldn't make that mistake. So I'm gonna say it's about even. Maybe like trending up. So yeah, I think that this is our matchup chart. We're good into these two. We can't beat this deck, and this is the most popular deck. Fenny probably gets to like, I mean, it's Dragon, right? I think Dragon, if it's running good, it's running good. Abyss, we're like unfavored into mirror match, and then I think we can have an okay time into specifically like Portalcraft. I think we're asking them to have a really good hand, and us to have, we're asking for them to have a decent hand, and then also play well the entire time. So yeah, with that, let's get right into the games. See you there. Okay, guys, we're into the first game, and I'm up against Portalcraft. And guys, look at that rank, dude. We went from Diamond to Ruby in one day. What a terrible day that was. Trying to get some games, but you know what? Perseverance is key. Yeah, we open a curve. We see the Celefina being able to peel the board on turn 5, followed by the Wilbert on turn 6. So we decide to keep those, and then we just have a 2-drop to go with as well. We managed to find the Wilbert. Super big. We're just going to be curving out. We're just going to be playing the cards from our hand. We're very glad to see the Wilbert, and our opponent's going to be starting off with the Stream of Life. Getting rid of our cards, quite annoying. Wilbert... Or sorry, not Wilbert. Grimnir coming down, giving us the crest. So this is going to be something we get to develop later. Double Stream of Life. I mean, we already know next turn he's going to tick up Alouette. It is what Portalcraft does. Thankfully, we draw the Dose of Holiness, dude. So clutch. Now our Celefina is going to be able to clear both the Alouette plus the Artifact. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to, and we would have had to actually just focus down the beta, obviously. So yeah, now we're into a good spot, and at this point, the deck's just playing it itself. I mean, we don't have to do much else. We're just going to overwhelm our opponent with our, like, really disgusting curve. We have it all in hand. And because he's prioritized the beta, this is the important part. Because he's prioritized the beta, he now, like, look, he has all of these draw cards, but you don't want to play the beta from hand. He puts this thing down, and he doesn't evo it. Why does he not evo it? I don't know. We're in Ruby. I'm not going to ask questions. But we have Wilbert. I'm going to assume. Like, why would you not evo that? You have a second Alouette in hand, right? That has to be, right? Or yeah, he has Sylvia in hand. Okay, right. Because you have cards in hand that you need to be able to evolve. We see Sylvia Super Evo come down. Once again, though, Wilbert, we're able to get the wards down. And look at that 8-8 on board. But remember what I said in the deck profile. We're going to see Aether come down. And thanks to the Grimnir Crest, the Super Evo on the Aether is going to push us to 6. Now with the Grimnir Crest, we're actually going to be able to clear 8 and maintain this huge board. This is why you need to go and you need to, like, as the Portal player, prioritize alphas in this matchup. Or is it alphas? Gammas? The one that AoEs. You need to prioritize those and try to spam those with your draw cards. Otherwise, you're in this situation where an Orcus is coming down and the only thing the Orcus is doing is baning our entire board away. And now we're in a little bit of an awkward spot, but I'm like, hey, look at this thing. This Cleric of Crushing. It kills Super Evoed cards. It can bypass that Lloyd ward and then also clear the Lloyd. And then we get to develop this shot so that next turn our Jean can come down. Or maybe we can even put down the Lapis. And yeah, we see the second Alouette come down. Look at this. He's already Super Evo. This is his 4th Evo in a row. So maybe, you know, the card earlier was not the right card to be Evoing. But look at this. This thing can't clear the 6/9. Can't really do a whole lot for him. So now we're like in complete control of this game. We don't have to do a whole lot. I actually just used this moment to just shove down the Lapis and just push 6 face. I don't really have to care about this Alouette. It's just a 4/3. We don't care about it. We have a 6/9 war and a 7/6 that will come back to clear up the game in 2 turns from now. We just solidified our lead, even if he decides to spam heals. But we see that he's kind of struggling. He's just like fusing up. He summons out that one because he gave it double draw. And then he trades it. But once again, I mean, like, look how in control of the game we are. Opponent has nothing. We're just going to be putting down a Wilbert and passing. It's the only thing we can do. It's the only thing we can do. See, like, look at our hand. We got, like, one option. Very sticky card. It says that he can't mech, so instead he has the Orcus as the follow-up. But Wilbert's going to be summoning 2 wards after. Meaning that... Is this even right? Probably wrong, right? Because now, guess what's going to happen? The Jean comes down. But also our Lapis comes back. So we're able to solidly clear up this game. And, really, it's just because he greeted super early. He greeted those betas. The burns didn't matter. We healed up, and then we just took control of the game for the rest of the game. It just wasn't enough, and it's just too much of a tempo loss to get those gears to be able to, like, rectify the hand from that point onward. Game 2, we're against Swordcraft, and once again, I think this is one of our favored matchups. I think that this is going to be a really hard one for us to lose, and obviously I'm showing you guys the replay, so... Sorry, I'm not showing the losses. Let me know if you guys want to see losses. I could show those, too. Show the game, like, that horribly failing. And yeah, we mulligan into a pretty good hand. We've got, like, you know, decent curve, and we have Wilbert, which... In my mind, what I want to try to do is tick up Wilbert on 5. Like, if I can manage to get that to happen, then I think I'm in a super good spot. We see Seria coming down early. It's just a 2-1. It didn't get its ping. And we get the Salafina as a backup if we really have to on 4. We have it as an option. He puts down Vals to be able to clear the ding-dong. And then we, of course, have this really fat ass. We have the Cleric... I don't even remember her name. The Cleric, that's the 2-4. We have the 2-4, and our opponent is going to double trade into this thing. So now, we have a decision. We draw 2. I decide to go for the Grimnir. Why did I do that? Why did I not tick up Salafina? Where's the pause button? Where's the pause button? I want to talk about this. 1, we had the clear without. 2, I now have access to tick up Grimnir. Tick up Grimnir is going to be really good because his ideal turn here is going to be Evoing the Zirconia, right? Like, he wants to be playing Zirconia, Evo, clear, 2 health. I'm going to come in with Wilbert, clear. He has 2 2/2s, and then I get 2 4s after. Now I've also developed the cards that buff my board. I don't care that I'm at 12 because on turn 6, I have access to the Vessel if I need to. Or, sorry. Yeah, because that's turn 6, turn 5. And then on turn 6, I can tick up Aether if I need to. Or I can Salafina to clear and heal if I feel like that's what I need to do. So basically, I've introduced a lot more flexibility into the rest of my turns by doing this one. And holding the Salafina. And then, of course, we do see the Zirconia Evo, because what else are you going to do, right? And so now we've managed to hold up our tick up for the perfect turn to be able to get the Wilbert out early, to be able to clear. The nice thing about Wilbert is that, like, even if we didn't have a card on the board, we'd still be able to clear the Zirconia, because he has 6 attack after the Evo. We see War Dogs come down as the biggest punish that I think you could possibly have, where he's able to clear all the wards and then still maintain the 2/2/2s. In fact, actually push 4 damage. Now, the unfortunate thing for him is that, I think that Aether's just unfucking beatable. Like, right? Like, Aether is... We have the Grimnir Crest to AoE the board. We're going to be able to give our entire board aura. Our entire board has infinite health. Like, look at this board. What is Sword supposed to do? Geno? It's not good enough. You can't really deal with this with Sword. And we see... Second Zirconia. That's all he's got. So yeah, not able to clear anything, and then we're just in complete control. Olivia is just healing us up, and honestly, it's because I think the game is... Game's not over, but we healed up. We managed to, like, draw a little bit deeper, put up another ward, and then we also healed out of range of the tentacle, because we realized that was what our opponent was trying to set up for, and then we just win the game. I remember there's a reason I Olivia. It was because it was for the heal and the draw. Because the heal did put us out of tentacle. And then we're able to also set up the lethal here.
I will not falter.
Textbook example. We beat Sword. Simple as. Yeah, if you guys like this one, smash that like button. I'll try to have more deck profiles coming up. Trying to get some more games on some more decks. Hopefully we can't crash out to Topaz. But until next time, it's your boy Dean signing out.